And welcome in everyone to the Challenge Aftershow, episode 6, from Theresa with love. That's what it's probably called. Anyways, welcome in everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We got Jenna in the house. We got Paranoid Pam in the house. What was that about tonight? Oh,
I kept wanting to say, Ashley, can't you be Paranoid Polly or something? But I'll take it.
Yeah. How are you doing, ladies?
So excited to talk about this. It was super good, interesting. Glad we got to see Jay and Theresa in action because I do think they're a strong team and we haven't gotten a lot of them on camera. And there was a lot to unpack, as they say, in this episode, and I'm excited to dive into it. And a shout out to all of our people that have been giving us such positive feedback. It's so nice. We love it, and share it with your friends.
Yeah, agreed. Love you guys. We have so many people tuning in and watching and commenting when, AfterBuzz is dark now. So it's great that you guys found us here. So thank you so much, and appreciating all your comments so much. This episode was really good. I'm excited to see what you guys thought. I had some favorite parts that I wonder if it's an unpopular opinion or if you guys agree. I loved the deliberation tonight. I loved Smashley this entire episode. Obviously, we'll talk about the elimination when we get into everything. The challenge was incredible. There was some weird Lolo stuff going on. So I'm really just excited to get your guys' opinion.
Yeah.
Let's start off tonight, ladies, talking about Theresa. They set up her storyline from the get-go. It was so obviously going to involve her. And I didn't even know the title of the show at this point, which has her name in it as well. What are our thoughts on Theresa? She's saying she's going to align with everybody. She doesn't want to pick a side, basically. She's pulling the old CT. I'm going to sit on the fence and I don't want to have anyone mad at me.
Right. She's kind of doing the sit on the fence thing, but is she? Because she's kind of shifty right now. As soon as we get into the episode, I'm like, Theresa, you're being shady this season. She is kind of making friends with everybody, but then making promises to other people behind other people's backs. So right away, I'm like, yeah, you're being shifty, Theresa. We see you. We see what's going on, and so does everybody else.
In defense of Theresa, who I, not necessarily in devil's advocate, I would say Theresa is a vet. She's so far back vet that Cam, those people aren't vets with her. Nani, she knows. Anissa, she knows. But these new vets, like Ashley and Nani and Tori, Theresa doesn't know those people. Theresa's a way back way. So I get that she's got people that are her comfort zone, but that she also is in almost a rookie. So it's easy to bond with all the other noobs because she doesn't know, she's not part of a team with any of these girls, really. So on one hand, I don't think she's doing anything wrong. She's just not doing it very well.
By the end of the episode, she has technically picked a side, though. It looks like she is going to try to ride with maybe Nani and Anissa, I guess, and maybe some of the new people, because Cam's whole alliance is saying they're going to come after her. Whoever's involved in the Cam alliance, maybe Nani's in that alliance too. I don't even know at this point. But a lot of people are pissed off at Nani, and every week I feel like they're just mad at a new person. 2 weeks ago, who were they mad at? They were mad at, I don't know, not Josh, but they're mad at, I wrote it down who they were mad at. I'm losing my mind. They're mad at Fessy. 2 weeks ago, oh, Fessy, we're coming after you. You're done. And then he's been back for 3 weeks, fine. Devin, we hate you, Devin. And he's fine. So let's see if actually people, Killer Cam, I believe, could probably do some damage here and get rid of Theresa or Jay. But no one else has really gotten rid of all these other, Fessy. Fessy was everyone's number one enemy, and so was Devin, and they're both still in the game just fine. So whatever.
In terms of getting rid, so Cam, should we save this for deliberation time? I want to talk about the house. I'm going to say.
Okay, so let's,
the only other thought on Theresa is that so far, she's played a really good and smart game by staying under the radar and making all these side promises to people. But now it's just coming to light. And especially because we see what happens with this challenge this episode, where now she has the power and now that the light is shining on her, her game is getting exposed a little bit. So to this point, I understand where she's coming from because the rookies in this game have the numbers. And like you said, she is a super vet. and her and Nani have never really seen eye to eye. They've never really gotten along. So I understand her needing to like make friends and alliances with certain people, but people are catching on because you're only in a house with a handful of people. You're going to start to become privy to other people's games eventually. So my only fault, or my only, I guess, issue with Theresa, and I don't even know how I would play it, so I can't blame her, but when people start coming to you, exposing your game, and she's just kind of like deflecting and getting nasty or yelling at Lolo, seeming to get defensive, it kind of becomes obvious, like, okay, I think that you think you're doing something wrong here too. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I thought full throttle. I remembered all about why Lolo's crazy in this episode. Like before I was like, she just seems like, she's a little, and then tonight I was like, oh, right. She's like, what? I'll show you attitude. It's like, well, you're yelling, you're attacking me, basically. Theresa, I actually thought was cool there. Like, sure, she's sneaky. That's clear.
Look,
she is snaky. I'll give it. She's sneaky. She's snaky. Whatever. But Lolo was like, why are you doing that? It's like, Lolo, what the fuck do you care? You're the mouthpiece for this, first of all. Like, what? You're on no side. What do you care? And second, I didn't think it was crazy for Theresa to be like, I would never say Anissa, but I'm still not going to be like, Anissa, everyone's going to say you. Like, that's not her job to be like, these people are saying. It's one thing to say, yes, I'm allied with her. I will never say her name.
Mm-hmm.
People can be
that's a good point.
You can be as mad as you want at Theresa for the move she made tonight, but she got rid of Ashley. And who got second place in that challenge behind Theresa tonight? It was Ashley. And what was that challenge like tonight? That challenge was like a final. So you got rid of someone that kept up with you in an endurance and puzzle challenge. I think it was fine move. Okay, you pissed off Cam, and Cam's a beast. I totally get it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. She's still.
And I feel bad for Jay, because both the male partners of these women that she wanted out, unfortunately, we all knew it was, going to be female, hopefully, were people that Jay seems like a good guy and they trusted him. He just never sort of said, oh, I will tell you,
Well, you saw Corey in the confessional. He's like, "Oh, I'm fine with Jay winning tonight. I don't mind getting."
They're friends.
We're good. We're good. He won't throw me in, and then boom, Corey's down there.
But it wasn't really Corey, and we do have to remember that it's not a team vote, because when we really, really kind of know, of course, you can never we'll get there, but.
Well, okay. So before the challenge tonight, ladies, you have Leo goes home. Did you guys look up why he actually went home? Did you guys?
No,
I looked it up. So apparently, it was a mental health issue with him. He was an alcoholic, and he was afraid of relapsing in the house.
Oh,
possibly because of all the drinking that goes on there. Obviously, that's got to be why. I don't want to read too much into it because I don't know all the details, but that's what I looked up online, and that's what it said. So
that's really sad. That's really good to know, because I had no idea. They didn't really say that, and it almost makes me wonder, why didn't they go into that deep of detail? I mean, it was really nice that they made mention, if you're struggling with mental health issues, call somebody, talk to somebody. But why? I don't know, maybe that's his information to share, it's his personal problem. So maybe he didn't feel comfortable. But if MTV has been a decent enough advocate for these sort of things in the past, right? Like suicide prevention lines, or I know when Ammo went through something, they'd said, if you're going through PTSD, if you've ever been through sexual assault, like, you can call this number. So why not go into alcoholism? I don't know, but maybe it's not their thing to release to everybody if Leo didn't want it, I guess.
Right. And he also mentioned in this episode that he was being very triggered because he grew up in a group home when he was, that felt like this environment, and waking up in like bunk beds with a million people when that was triggering for him. So I felt like that was enough of an explanation. I didn't even know.
I just thought
even to me, like growing up in the system and then
with that explanation, it just made me think that he was just sad that he was like reliving his childhood and he didn't want to do that. But it was really more about, in theory, about him being a recovering alcoholic.
Well, I think if that was a super dark place and you felt like you were back there, I wouldn't want to be, like, if it was triggering in that.
Yeah, like anything could be traumatizing,
Yeah, heck yeah. So, because I knew something was up more, though, because I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And the way that his partner, that Gabby, was treating him made it seem like you're not a quitter. Everyone was being very respectful of his decision, even TJ. So I was like, there's got to be something.
Yes. Because even before they gave the reason at the challenge, I was like, dude, why are you quitting? Like, you got to push through this stuff, you know. But then when you hear the other side of it, you're like, dude, I don't want to see
Right,
you
like if-
relapse. I don't want to see anyone have to go through that a second time, you know.
If it's really going to put you in a bad place.
He was such a sweet, positive, happy-go-lucky guy too, and him and the rest of the rookies have been like skating by this season. So in terms of the competition and not having to go into elimination, him and the rest of the rookies have been in a really good spot.
Yeah.
But now we're looking at so many people have left this season, right, because of injuries or personal problems. So now we have like the fourth person, unless there's more. So Liv went home because of an injury, Nicole went home because of an injury, but then Natalie and now Leo have gone home for personal problems. Just like there's been a lot of people just leaving this season. Like they don't even need to do the eliminations.
Right. It is crazy. Yeah.
Let's get into the challenge, ladies. It's called Mission Smuggle Run. They have to run 5 miles. They have to do 2 checkpoints, and they all have to carry this awkward torpedo-looking thing. They're calling it a capsule. It's a capsule. Who were you impressed by? Did you like the challenge? What are your thoughts on this?
Loved this challenge. Super just confused by Lolo, right? By her performance in general. She's talking about her shoulder surgery. So I understand that's painful. My shoulders hurt when I do half a push-up. I get it, but I'm also not an Olympian. But just overall shocked by her performance, her not being as like in this, other than her shoulder, this has all the makings for her to thrive, right? It's like a long distance run. It's endurance. It's outlasting your competitors in a cardio exercise. So I thought she was going to blow everybody out of the water. And Nam is no slouch by any means. So she surprised me from an athletic standpoint as well as a communicative standpoint. It's like we shouldn't be that surprised, like you said, Pam, because we saw her kind of be like crazy competitive and not really mesh with people on Champs vs. Stars. But this communication between her and Nam was just like so bad. And I felt like
they were a married couple and it was awful. And they have no communication. They were carrying the capsule completely wrong. They were doing, if it was her right shoulder, it was his left shoulder. They needed to keep it on the same side so they can kind of look out. They were like crossing the capsule was in the way half the time. It looked awful. Height differences also played a factor. And
I mean, did Big T and CT do better than her?
Well, Big T basically carried it while Big
like held
and Big T just put her fingertips on it and just walked.
Right, like Anissa and Fessy, which is so. I have like firm notes on Lolo. I thought it was nice that they sort of tried to address. I mean, I did think that they sat down and said X, Y, and Z was pretty cool. But I think
afterwards,
she's nuts. It's like. She's crying. I don't know if this partnership is, it's like,
it's very emotional.
Listen, he did. And he's like, that's a kind of a mean thing to hear. And like, I sort of get where she's coming from, but the way she came at him, like you weren't encouraging me. It's like, explain that you like you learning communications in 4th grade. Like, don't say you're dumb. Say, I feel like I can't respond to what you're saying because I don't have the information that you have. Like, she doesn't do any I feel statements. It's like she needs a more
vocal partner, though. She needs a more vocal partner. She needs someone that's going to almost, I don't want to say put her in her place, but yes, she does. Nam
wouldn't be able to handle that either. Nam's the best because he wasn't like, shut the fuck up, Lolo. Someone else would have been like, stop.
I think that she might like someone telling her to hustle her ass up. She's into that shit. I'm telling you.
No, respond the same way. I thought it was really funny that she was like, I know about teams. I'm a team. Isn't she like a sprinter or something?
Well, they're on the hurdling team together.
I mean, but they don't work together as a team. Again,
like, is there a baton relay where they hand off a baton? I don't think.
Yes, you hand it off, but your performance is alone. And again, don't get me wrong. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Olympian runners do. I don't know.
Yes, agreed. She does play an individual sport in the Olympic realm, but she also is on the bobsled team, I think.
Okay, maybe that's
her team.
Like, I'm a professional athlete that works with a team.
Which
makes sense. I just feel like he's pretty. I think she was being a victim, and I don't think she was a victim. I don't think Nam was ignoring her and not doing anything. He seems really nice and upfront. And if she needs positive affirmation, she can say, hey, no, it's encouraged. She was saying in her whatever, like, it's good to hear. And I agree, like, go, you're doing great, whatever. That's awesome. But him not just, it seemed like he had very good responses. She was like, I did this, and he was like, well, I would try that, and then I'd offer another suggestion, and you didn't want to do it. So like,
we all need our positive affirmations. But
right.
Dan, I was kind of thinking the same thing as you, and I don't know if she would like a partner to just really tell her like it is, but I do feel like Nam is so passive and so patient with her and just listens to her that I wonder how she would fare with a partner who's really going to be like, listen, let's cut the shit then. Let's talk about it like this, because I feel like she's almost taking advantage of Nam's kindness in a sense,
Correct.
you know, that
I agree.
she keeps spin zoning it, that like she won't take any accountability, where he's saying like, okay, that's my bad, but also you did this. And she's like,
Right.
no, it's always you. So it's kind
I
of like,
agree.
wow, she's really lucky that she can kind of like overpower her partner that way.
And I do think if she was partnered with like CT or something, and he was like, Lolo, you're a freaking Olympian, why aren't you holding this? She would not rise to the occasion. She'd be like, meh, screw you, CT. I don't have to prove myself to you. Screw you. Like, I think she's a little nutty. And Nam is the best.
But I think that she would want to prove CT wrong for saying such things to her. That's my point.
I don't. I think she'd throw temper tantrums and act like a baby. She doesn't work well with others.
Remember what you said. Even though they finished like in like 8th place, she still wanted to run past that finish line. She doesn't want to finish a crappy. She wants to do it wrong,
fake,
no matter what.
Fake mad at thing. It's like, you're mad you didn't win. If you really wanted to run past, you could have said, pick it up, let's run through the. I don't think Nam would have been like, no, I must
walk. She was saying dog to him, and he kept saying no. So what do you want him to do? What do you want him to do?
No, I thought that was extra of Lolo too. Like, we need to sprint through this finish line. It's like, girl, you walked the whole damn time. Now you need to sprint like the last 5 seconds. Like, now is like, I want to finish strong. Why not just compete strong?
That was a weird thing to get hang your hat on. I agree.
Speaking of walking, Anissa, I'm not sure what her deal was tonight. I can't ignore this any longer. I've got to say something. She picks Fessy to be her partner again, and then she's all nervous around him and worried about messing up. Anissa, don't put yourself in that position then. Pick someone that you're comfortable with, because that's half the battle, is liking your partner and wanting to work with them. And I'm sorry, but Fessy's doesn't want to be your partner anyways. And then if you don't perform well, you're worried about him not liking you anymore. Like, that is no way to, I would never want to perform in that aspect of the challenge. Anissa,
I don't know.
like,
I love it.
Oh, I'm not going to run. She's not going to run, girls. Like,
Anissa.
I couldn't stand it.
He didn't want her, but now she made sure he got stuck with her. So fuck him. Whatever.
All in. I love it.
All in revenge.
Threw him great. And again, if he. No, I love it too. That's it.
You love that Anissa didn't try. You girls love that Anissa didn't try, is what you're telling me.
No, it's not that she didn't try. It's just, we know it's
again. She said, I'm not going to, it's not the final. Doesn't matter. Not going to try. What do you mean? It's a daily challenge that's like a final, and you can't do this one, which is 5 miles?
She can't do it. I agree. She can't do it. She's not going to ever win a final. I'm sorry.
Boom, there you go.
I'm agreeing to that, but I enjoy that Fessy has to.
Yeah, that's what I'm in for too.
I'm with you.
I think Fessy deserves it. So it's fun that it's like,
well,
you know.
Also, I feel like there was a lot of lead changes in this. So when the race first started, Fessy and Anissa were in first, and then they were very quickly in dead last and remained there. But there was a lot of switches around, which made the challenge exciting. I loved the checkpoints. Like, I love that they had to climb over the wall. That was really fun.
Very fun.
And then they got to the math part, which Smashley obviously excels in, but how perfect and amazing that she rips through this math Sudoku puzzle, and then they're jetting off to take their first place. And then Corey, love him. God love him. Oh God, I'm going the wrong way.
He never fails to get lost. Every season he gets lost or does. Remember, he couldn't pull the detonator at one, like last season. How do I do it? Is it in the bushes? Where is it?
And as a person who legit cannot spell the word like light, like anything, I spell things like a foreigner, like LITE. What do you? I can't spell. I think Corey is not a moron, because I've learned, I'm like, okay, he's not a moron, but he's got things that are not his genius. So like that should not be left in his hands. In some ways, he's savvy and smart. But it's like putting me in charge of spelling. Sometimes it's like he can't take the lead of direction or that, or like a puzzle. He doesn't work that way. So enough of
just,
knowing this about him needs to be understood, like his strengths, and Ashley sharpen up. And it's like, yeah, if she had
it
done
was
that,
so perfect though, because Ashley in her confessional just went on this tangent about how everyone needs to get math apps to be able to practice and do math equations, and then maybe they'll be as smart as her, and she's such a genius, but she is really great at those, and I was excited to see her do it, because I was like, oh, she is going to be great at this. But then as soon as she's talking all this shit in the confessional, next thing you see is her and Corey like lost in the middle of this challenge.
Yeah.
It was, they came back so quickly, then they were right on the heels of Jay and Theresa. Like so it was awesome.
It was a good, I remember Theresa being good. I think Jay's incredible. So I initially thought this is going to be a strong team if they can get some social game going on. Ashley and Corey, man, had they won this, it was literally like a very big distance between failure or winning.
Would have been an episode changer.
Yeah, would have been an episode changer. But if we're gonna move, okay.
Dan, how did you feel? Who are you rooting for?
Well, I love that Jay finished strong. I did want to say one thing, ladies. We got a lot of flack in the comment section last week because of the weak talk, that we had talked about these people being weak, some of these rookies. And I just wanted to double down on my take from last week and announce to you all here that in 8th place was Gabby, 9th place was Amber M, 10th place was Big T, and Anissa was in last. So there we go. My predictions from last week are I'm still riding high. For all you all that want to comment again, please, we love the comments.
And what, like the Ashleys and the multiple winners, like the Caras, the Ashleys, the people that win,
proven themselves before. All the people that won tonight have proven themselves in the past, and they're still doing well.
And not even that though. What I think is you have to have social, which is almost impossible to have as a rookie, unfortunately, unless you really do some spectacular stuff, or it's teams or whatever. And you have to be good. This is the key to winning. That the problem is, like, Anissa is an elimination champ. It's not the same as a final.
As a, like, you can also win a 5-mile daily challenge.
It's just not the same. Like a one evening thing is just not the same. And you have to be able to do both. And that's really hard, you know? So also, we're not saying that they're weak, or I'm undoubling down on yours. It's not weak. It is unproven. When we say we're
right,
like, and now can I jump to the negotiation? Because I agree with Ashley 1,000,000%.
Yes. Okay. I loved Deliberation this episode. I thought Ashley brought it.
Ladies, go ahead. Yeah.
Everything she said was spot on. And I was just sitting like, yes, Ashley, you get them. You spin zone, you talk your politics. And not only that, I feel like what was so good about this and what she said was that what she articulated also matched a good presentation, where usually what Ashley says, like the content of what she's saying is usually right and good, but it's her hysterics that makes everybody just write her off, because she's always like coming off like she's unhinged, or she's like, no one wants to put any stock into what she's saying. But she was so calm and composed this time, where no one could refute anything she was saying. So it's like it finally like panned out, and it worked out perfectly what she said.
Great.
But not so perfect.
Like,
but
love
she
Ashley.
Still held it down.
It was, the point was that it's like, pick who you want to go against, because you don't know if you're going in, and that's the bottom line logic to me. If it was me, whatever, unless you're in that seat of invincibility, be prepared to potentially go in. And do you want to go against me? Like, I wouldn't want to go against Ashley.
I mean,
she was like, I run finals, bitch. I run finals.
Right. And I win. I've won twice. I'm 1,000,000.
Yeah.
So like, as much as we discount her away from the Lavender ladies, I love, like, I'm so happy to see her without that. And I love her, but she is no dummy. You know, she's very smart, plays a very good game. She's very social savvy. She's great. I mean, she's an everything threat.
Well, and you ladies have one person to thank for Ashley going off the way that she did, and that is Leroy, because they all said, does anyone know who's voting for who? We don't want to say it. And then Leroy goes, well, I'm not voting for Ashley. And bam, we get that whole thing that goes great. So
I love that
Leroy set the whole thing up.
Right, like,
wait, so you think him saying that made everybody vote for Ashley?
No. Remember, Theresa went around the house and was getting everybody to vote for Ashley. Then when they went to the deliberation, Ashley had no idea who was on the chopping block, but someone had brought up, oh, we all know we're going to vote for someone. Do we want to
We all
talk
know
about
who
that?
they want.
And then
We all know
Leroy said, well, I'm not going to vote for Ashley, meaning that's the person they were all going
Right.
at. And then that got Ashley to say her
Got it. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
And I understand Amber M's position as well, where she knows she's the next up. So she's like, okay, I got to say something here to deflect or defend myself. But also at the same time, it's like, girl, you've never been on the show before. You never did a final. You never ran a challenge. Like, get
And
this step in a
ironically,
little bit.
she wasn't. Like, Theresa wanted to get rid of Ash. Again, I think this is going to backfire the same way it did when it was the new people and the people, Rooks versus Vets or whatever. I agree. Get rid of if you want to stay loyal to your friends. Like, so Theresa wanted to get rid of the girls that don't like her, which was either Nani, Ashley, or Cam, which is fine. But it's like, I should just unite and back off the rookies first and then duke it out.
But
I mean,
at the same time, each one of these girls is going to be teamed up with a guy. So it should be the guys that are actually trying to keep the stronger girls around and vice versa, because they don't want to run the final with maybe an Amber M or
right.
Anita,
Everyone
you know what I mean?
is playing defensively this way. It's like, I want to get rid of who might want to get rid of me. It's like, well, think about, I mean, Theresa, I don't think she was a dum-dum. It's true. In the thinking long game, you don't want an Ashley in the final with you. You don't want to tour. Like, it's not dumb, but.
How many skulls are they giving out this season? Is it 8 or is it 10? Do we remember?
10.
Is it 10? Okay. And how many have they given out so far? 5? Half of them are gone?
5 now, yeah.
Okay. So
and luckily half the cast has left.
Right. And so that's my whole thing. I'm just wondering what they would have done if none of these people had to go home with injuries and all that stuff. But now it looks like it's just going to work out where everyone might have an opportunity. Again,
right.
Like last season, I try to get a skull.
Unwittingly, Jay influenced Theresa, or at least it looked that way, not to go in herself, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, they should have, again, I'm sorry, Amber M. I'm gonna pick you and I'm gonna go in and get my gold skull. It's like that's
what I wanted to ask you guys too. What do you think about Theresa's game plan here? Is it smart to get out some big dogs? So she obviously wants Ashley and Cam to go in because she is threatened by them in a final. But it is like, what the hell are we all doing here? Like, we dogged on Fessy for not going in too. So why isn't Teresa taking the bait?
No, I think Jay, he said, you don't know. They could throw you in next week if you get a gold skull. And it's like, they could, but they probably won't. And
I just think that she should have, if she really wanted Ashley to be the vote, why not have it be Amber M as the vote, and then she just puts herself in against Amber M in a ring toss game, because you have to get that gold skull. So why not? But she made it clear, oh, I don't want to go in this week. What I want to do is get 2 strong competitors in there and then have one of them go home.
Which is fine. And I think she 1,000,000% where she went wrong. This is what Theresa did that messed up, because the strategy, the plan was good, the strategy is good, the theory's all good. I don't know if she understands the power of Cam.
That's a powerful yes.
So you think you should have put Nani in, right?
Nani in. She should have put Nani in 100% versus Ashley. One of the people against her is going home, whatever.
Yes.
If Ashley's an enemy, that sucks, but Cam is an enemy with a boyfriend, with a partner, with a
I also think Theresa, like the rest of us, probably thought Ashley was going to perform better, because Ashley is no slouch. She's a good competitor, but I will say, I mean, she already was off this season. She lost it in the elimination, and seems to be losing her fire a little bit, right? I don't know.
Also to on your point, Jenna, she doesn't, honestly, Ashley does not have that many friends. They always say, oh, we love you, Ashley, when she leaves, but no one's ever like, she just got thrown in twice right away, right when she got back and right at the beginning of the season. So I'm not worried about pissing Ashley off. So I don't mind throwing her ass in, but I do mind pissing Cam off, because she's a really strong competitor and she's got friends coming out of her ass. So
they're just crawling out of her ass. But I think it's more of, it's less of pissing Ashley off, and it's more of thinking that Ashley could have taken out Cam, because you think that she could, but I think we all put a little bit too much hype into her, and she hasn't really been performing as great as she once has. So I think Theresa's plan was a smart idea, but she just overhyped or put too much potential to Ashley, and Cam just Blade.
This could have been anyone's win from the competition of the day. Like Ashley could have very well won, and I think this competition was one of those weirdy, like I don't think Ashley's overhyped for not doing that great.
Well, the reason I say that is because anybody with focus could have won this. Ashley was not. You could tell by the way she went down into the crater that she was already like, I'm pissed. Like you could see she was getting teary-eyed. Like she couldn't really speak without her voice shaking. Like you could tell that she kind of already counted herself out. I mean, her first toss was she threw the ring. Like that's desperation. That's, you're not thinking. She had zero focus, and Cam wasn't getting her footing straight right away either, but she worked through it. Like she stayed focused, she stayed composed, and Ashley just was the total opposite the entire time. So
we have seen Ashley come back from that behavior though, where she's like so pissed and then she does well. So I mean, she didn't beat Cam, and Cam beat her hard. It's not like it was even close. Like it was certainly Cam overwhelmingly beat her, but I do think this is one of those weird ones where it's sort of anyone's game based on like bizarro things of getting the rhythm of that.
I grew up with rope swings on a lake, so I understand. It's all about momentum, ladies. It's all about momentum.
Oh my God.
If you don't have the momentum, you're not going to go anywhere, and then you won't make it all the way into the water, and you'll hit the sand before the water. So
these are life lessons from Disney Dan.
What's that?
These are life lessons from Disney Dan. He grew up on a lake, guys. This just
I would have been
with visions of
toss game
in his head.
A few other things on Cam though. Cam just competed so well, and I wouldn't have minded if she gloated, because I think she deserves it because she won in badass fashion in an elimination. But it's also really cool that she just like stayed chill. It's almost more like scary for Theresa on the sidelines, like seeing somebody not really gloating, not really talking shit. It's more of like, I won in silence and I'm coming after you. Like I love that she just chilled after.
She did have an adorable, like I caught it, like unbridled joy of victory smile, like that wasn't gamey at all. It's just like,
how about
like a 5-year-old
How about Leroy's smile? How pumped was Leroy for her? It was so cute.
She was talking about, I'm so glad that Leroy like got to see this, and I hope that it is, it was really cute. She did have a cute, like freckly smile. Yeah. And I loved, how about we have to talk real quick about the really creepy Our Lips Are Sealed version.
I loved that. Oh my God, I love that version.
It was so scary.
It was while they were working out before the elimination, they played that song, correct?
Yes, they were like getting ready. It's like Theresa in a tie-dye sweatsuit, and it's like,
wait, I love that version of the song though. I was sitting there. That's funny you brought it up, because it struck me too, and I was like, I gotta download this. Like, I gotta listen to this song.
Oh, I hate it. Like the original's peppy, and this was like, we are dead children.
But it was perfect to set the obvious scene.
Totally. It was good, but I was like, yeesh.
Did you girls like TJ saying that it was going to be a guy's elimination at first?
Oh,
he had me fucked up.
Me too.
He had me so fucked up. And I was like, oh shit. The same thing. Ashley had already done her victory lap, doing middle fingers to everybody. And I was like, go ahead, Ashley. Yeah, fuck you guys. And then we all, had the same reaction from there.
Now, ladies, it was technically a girls' elimination last week with Tori and Anissa. Then they did another girls' elimination this week. So was that because so many girls had already gone home because of injuries and the pregnancy and such? I think that's why. But then why would they?
Wasn't Tori and Anissa a surprise? Like that was supposed to be. Oh,
I don't understand how it works. I have to go back and watch every episode and see if it was. I think the first week was a girls. I know that, but then I have no idea the order. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
1 week was a girls that should have been a guys, but we knew it was going to be a girls, and then we thought it wasn't.
I
don't know, but
who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I have to assume it's a guys' elimination next week. We have to assume this, right?
It has to be.
It has to.
Yeah.
It has to be. I'm losing my mind. I don't know. I kind of like knowing who's, like, if it's guys or girls going in, because then I can kind of figure out on the show who's going to be going home. Like, I understand the storyline was a lot about Theresa tonight, but I had no idea if it was even going to be a girls' elimination, if she had anything to worry about. whatever.
Well,
So
my sort of wrap up thought is that I really like Jay, and a lot of these people come in, I think, from Big Brother, and they make the mistake that this is a Big Brother kind of thing where you're sneaky and see, like that's not how the challenge is. Like having people on your side that you're loyal to and honest with is good. And I hope that he doesn't, it seemed like he was starting to know that this was maybe not the best gameplay for him.
Yeah.
So I hope he can dig himself out of that, because I do like him and I want to see him succeed. And down with Fessy. That's my other. Like, the more I see him, the less I like him.
you must
Yeah, it's
love
all
this
kind
episode,
of-
Pam, because there was no Josh in it. You must have loved this episode.
I wish Josh and Nani were the TA. I mean, I would have, in a perfect world, that would have been the, and Josh would have been like, oh, whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it does get hard though, because now so many people on this show are friends. So now it's really hard to play the game. Like everybody gets really upset if they get thrown in because they feel like everybody in this house was their friend except for their like one or two clear enemies. So now they feel betrayed by everybody. And I'm sure it's hard not to take it personally, but it is like a competition show at the end of the day, you know? So with Jay and his politics and his strategy, I feel like it's all trial and error. And he probably was just like, no one really knows if they're doing the right thing, especially if there's someone as green as him. It's only his second season. So he's like, shit, I don't know. I just got to do something. I got to do anything.
Yeah.
But if you make
Ladies,
the wrong move.
I'm still shocked and amazed at how upset people get when they get called out of nowhere and they're like, you lied to me. We've been
always
waiting
gonna
for 36 seasons now. Why are you all so surprised? That's the name of the game.
And everybody, guess what? You're going to be blindsided. The people aren't going to tell you. So sorry. Be ready.
Like,
be
just
ready.
suck it up and get in there. You're being
It's your
paid
turn.
to go in there and perform. Like, have fun with it.
I just feel like since we were. Go ahead.
Ladies, we got.
No, I was gonna say I do agree, entirely agree, but it can be nuanced though, because like last week with Fessy and Nelson, it did feel different, you know. So there are instances where it feels like, okay, that was scummy, but then most of them are like, you guys are all friends at this point. You've been on this damn show for like 5 years. You all know each other, you know.
And these girls don't like Theresa because they think she's a snake. Guess what? She is. It's like, yep, I am. It's just Jay that I feel bad for, and I feel like he should have warned the guy, saying, "Look, we think it's a this, and I'm doing this. Please don't kill me."
It's ladies, we gotta go. We'll see y'all next week. I know it's like less than a minute here. We'll see y'all next week. Episode 7. We'll see you next week. Comment in the section.
Love you.